I feel like a movie star. Lights up. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. We're so glad that you joined us here in person, and also all those tuning in on our love stream this morning. It's a kind of a cold, wet day, but it's nice and toasty, warm, and friendly in here, and it was so nice to connect with you all. We got a wonderful service today. A great speaker and a great special musician from California visiting us today. I'm so excited. We're going to start off today by singing together our opening song, right in line with our theme, Further Together. So this is Together We Can Change the World. You know it. Sing along. 1, 2,
3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe it's not too late. Together we can change the world. Lay the puzzle pieces out. Find out what it's all about. Together we can change the world. I just got this by myself, but I'm asking for your help. Together we can change the world. Saving past where it's been charted. Roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world. With our hands and with our hearts, we can dare to make a start. Together we can change the world. What if we spoke with one voice, knowing that we have a choice? Together we can change the world. I just start this by myself, but I'm asking for your help. Together we can change the world. Sailing past where it's been charted. Roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world. Change your mind and change your life. Set aside the fear and strife. Together we can change the world. When we open up our eyes, then we start to realize. Together we can change the world. I just got this by myself, but I'm asking for your help. Together we can change the world. Saving past where it's been charted. Roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world.
Yes, we can.
Woo! That's right. Together we can change the world, and don't you forget it. Happy Sunday, everybody, right here in the building, and all of you love streaming from home. My name is Linda Brewer, and we're so very grateful to have you share this very special time with us. Our practitioner doing our reading and leading us in prayer this morning is Teresa Martin, and our practitioner holding high watch this morning is Farrell Zeman. Throughout the service, Farrell will be in prayer, knowing that the best and highest is unfolding as we share this very sacred time together. Our theme this month is Going Further Together, and as Rick mentioned, our speaker this morning is our own very special Rob Eckman. His topic today is Dig Deep, and he's doing that because he's a little under the weather, but he's here digging deep with us, so thank you, Rob. Next week, we're excited to have back our dear friend, Rabbi Alan Bachman, who does such a great job of sharing how the Jewish Torah teaches in a different language the very same principles that we teach here at Science of Mind, and he's incredibly versed in Science of Mind, and he weaves them together in such an amazing way. I always learn so much when he's here.
Yeah.
Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. So let's together say our vision statement, and as we say it, let's remember this is what we want to embody, and let's do it. We are a thriving community where individually and together we embody and express our spiritual magnificence for the highest good of all. Thank you very much. If you want to be in contact with us or send in a prayer request or see the latest service or get any kind of information, anytime you want to know what's happening here 24/7, we work to keep our website updated all the time, and you can go there at that website, which is www.spirituallyfree.org, because we're all about being spiritually free. Do we have anyone who is here this morning? We really like to welcome first-time visitors. Anybody here? Actually, anybody here for the first time? Anybody here for the first time? Raise your hand. Oh, yay! Welcome. We're so glad you're... Music. I was going to say, Rick, I love all the people that come in with the special music. And I was going to tell you, invite them all to the Halloween party. Okay. Anyway, we are so glad you're here this morning. I'm looking forward to your music, and we just know for you and for everyone else here that wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you will experience a blessing here this morning. So next Sunday, you're all invited to bring your friends or the ghost that is in your haunted house that you've never told us about to a celebration for the spookiest time of the year at the Center's Halloween party happening right here in this very room at 1:30 next Sunday. Costumes are optional, but there will be prizes for those who show up creatively dressed. Whether you're wearing a costume or not, we do ask, as we do on Sunday, that you incorporate an appropriate mouth and nose cover because we're following CDC guidelines for safety, so please take that into consideration. Rob, are we going to have a best face mask costume thing? Yes, we are. Okay, so decorate your face mask or do something funky with it. Anyway, there will be costume judging followed by spooky and silly games, some of which I have never heard of, like the headless waiter relay race. Yeah, Rob is back here in case you wonder why I keep looking over there. And he's nuts. Bowling with pumpkins will be another one, donut on a string contest, and more that are secret right now. Finally, we'll have a pumpkin carving contest using center pumpkins with prizes for the scariest, the funniest, and the to be determined by your creativity. Following the games, we'll recover from all that activity by relaxing and watching Beetlejuice on our big screens up here. So the festivities will end up by 5 o'clock, so you can get out of here for dinner or to go trick-or-treating. So how can you contribute? First of all, show up. So be here. Wear a costume, and before you come, make a batch of your favorite party treat or movie munchies to share with other people. Also, while these chairs are really pretty comfortable, bring, if you want, a comfortable pillow, blanket, or whatever portable lounging contraption will allow you to watch the movie in comfort. And we ask that you please share the party information on your Facebook page because everyone is welcome. So grab a friend and be here. We're also inviting everyone to go ahead and wear your costumes that Sunday morning because I'm pretty sure the folks up here will be in costume. I think Alan is going to dress as a rabbi. Oh. Rob was going to have a meeting right after the thing, but he's going to get out of here since he's not feeling well. However, he will be in contact with all of you who have volunteered this week for how you can help next week, okay? Great. And so as I love to do when I'm up here. I like to remind you that our spiritual community was founded on, and it is grounded in prayer. Prayer helps us deal with whatever comes our way and to create positive experiences in our lives and cope with those things that feel less than ideal. Our professional prayer practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer, and they are here to pray for you and with you if you would like. We have a prayer box in the lobby where you can all put a request, and the practitioners will be praying for you. Or on the website, 24/7, you can also submit a prayer request, and we get that out to the practitioners right away. So right now, I invite all of you to settle in and allow Teresa's reading and the sacred music to connect you to the God that lives within you, and then Teresa will lead us in prayer.
Good morning. This week our theme is Go Deep. And I'm reading from a book called Living Deeply. And this lady called Lauren Artress, she's an Episcopal priest, a psychotherapist, and a canon at San Francisco Grace Cathedral. And she shares her insights on sudden transformation while speaking about her favorite topic, labyrinth. Now, we've heard Rob talking about a labyrinth and how we're going to paint a labyrinth outside, and there's been a lot of talk about it. So this is what she has to say. A labyrinth is a pattern laid out on the ground, usually 40 feet in diameter, with a single circuitous path that winds from the outer edge to the center. It is used as a Christian walking meditation tool. Based on her many years of walking and guiding people through this circular path of reflection, Artress believes that 2 levels of sudden transformation can be experienced by walking the labyrinth. The first is really on the insight level. Something opens and there is a new way of seeing things. This often happens in the labyrinth itself, but it can happen afterwards as well. Walking the labyrinth can make it easier for the mind to be malleable because the body is moving. And so insights can happen, clicks and ahas. But I think a deeper level of transformation that happens in the labyrinth, and it happens very frequently, it is an insight that comes in so clearly and so sharply that it's yours automatically. It's a kind of insight that happens on the body level as well. It feels like an answer to a problem that's been bugging you. It feels like a clear flash of light. There's a connection, a sense of joy, a sense of, wow, there it is, there's the answer. It's what I would call a true transformation with the labyrinth. People find their soul's code. They find their passion in life. And it's quite dramatic how people's lives change as a result.
Why have we to love, serve and remember to love, serve and remember.
And this moment of peace and quiet, let us feel that presence, that oneness, that light that illumines all creatures, that is everywhere present. And the presence that fills our minds, our hearts, and our souls with love and peace and joy and thanksgiving. And in this joyful time, coming close to Thanksgiving, I am so thankful for the life that exists within, for this life that continues to grow and to evolve and transform. And with the help of the tools we have, the meditation, the prayer, the silence, the labyrinth, the music, the forest, the streams, and all the beauty that surrounds us, we are so blessed that the expressions of that one life, we are surrounded with it. We are in it, we are immersed in it, saturated with it. So as we live from that place, we live from a place of joy and peace and knowing there is only one and we are connected with all of life. So that life is God, and that life is my life now. I give thanks for this day, for the beautiful music and the speaker, Rob, and for Linda, and for all of you who are here this day. May you be truly blessed in everything you do this day, because it's Sunday and it's a great day. I give thanks for this as I release and let it be, as together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Teresa. It's a beautiful reading and a beautiful prayer. So our theme today, going further together. I wrote this song that talks about our evolution, what has driven us to come so far as a human race. The divine within us, urging us onward. We have a lot to be grateful for. Look how far we've come. Yeah, we've got a ways to go, but look how far we've come. Let's sing together a song called We. 1, 2, 3, 4.
A young girl dreams she'll be an actress. She wants to learn to sing and dance. A boy imagines he's a spaceman. They give no thought to circumstance. It is our nature to feel driven by a grander scheme beyond what is common in a mindscape, toward the dreams that we have. respond. We are risks that must be taken. We are how we've come this far. As an exalted union, blended lights among the stars. There are moments that will change us as we choose to take them in. We observe our transformation. In just one thought, new life begins. We are undiscovered countries, our coffers veiled behind our eyes, each endowed with love and wisdom, our boundless souls to realize. Peace is fruit that can be tasted just beneath the coral's rise. Joy is a time not wasted on callous thoughts best left behind. We may live beside the ocean, across the desert we may roam, but we are children in a family, and this planet is our home. We desire to know our future, to know we're safe before we sleep. We so want to be included, to know that love will never cease. We are risks that must be taken. We are how we've come this far. We'll always be connected, blending lights among the stars.
Thanks so much. I love it when you all sing along. It is so much a privilege of mine to introduce our special music today. We have a special guest who traveled all the way from California to be here to share her gift with us. She is a marvelous, soulful, electric vocalist. I'm sure that her mentor is Ricky Byers, who is also a very dear friend of hers, and she might tell you about that. I'm just extraordinarily grateful that she included the band with both of her special music songs. Let's give a warm and wild welcome to Nauman.
Good morning. Thank you so much. I I always give thanks for the agape music. Other songs, of course, I might sing, but I always get back to them. It's just all up in me. Anyway, so I'm grateful. Thank you, Ricky, Reverend Michael. There's just no words. Just a little background. I was in the Agape Choir, International Choir, for over 20 years, so they are deep in my roots. Roots change as we grow. And now I currently, at home in Sonoma County, California, am a proud new member of the California Redwood Chorale. So I'm just all about music, and I'm just glad it's everywhere. And thank you all for having me, and it's just a pleasure to be here with you. Enjoy. Thank you. Spirit of God is upon me. Okay. Intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sing along, streamers. Choir, I need you. Good morning. Oh, Spirit of God is upon us. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Yeah. Oh, used to think that I had to. Used to think that I should. Scripture told me that I had to be good. But now I love because I want to. I love because I am free. Blinded by the Spirit. Oh Lord, Spirit of God is upon me. Yeah. Oh, sing along now. The Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, every day. Spirit of God is upon me. Yeah. Oh, He's upon you. Spirit of God is upon me. Yeah. Oh, every day. Spirit of God is upon me. Yeah. Oh, I don't need any prodding. I don't need any love. I want to sing with all my heart. God is my all in all. Let go of my burden. Loving God has made me free. Blinded by the Spirit. Oh Lord, Spirit of God is upon me. Yeah. Oh, it's upon you. Spirit of God is upon me. Yeah. Oh, yes, it is. Spirit of God is upon me. Yeah. Oh, every day. Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, yeah. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Yeah. Oh, take it away. Ho, Rory. Ho, ho. I gotta sing.
The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, don't you know? The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, one more time. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, it's upon you. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, it's upon us. Oh, yeah, every day. Oh.
Thank you.
Karen Nauman.
Thank you.
Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon us this morning, right? Whoa, you should see Rob was completely healed back there. Hallelujah. I am so incredibly grateful for all the ways that our speaker today blesses us here at the center. Rob Eckman currently serves as the chair of our events team. I have a job for you. Help me talk him into continuing in that position for a very long time. Hi, Rob. In that role, he is responsible for all the fun things that are coming up and that have been happening in recent months, like our awesome 50th anniversary celebration. He is the one seeing to it that we get to have that great Halloween party next week and a Thanksgiving potluck on November 21st, as well as a fun Christmas party on December 10th. Stay tuned for more information on those. In one part of his other life, he's the marketing manager at the King's English Bookshop here in Salt Lake. And he did so many cool and creative things to keep that place going when they had to be closed for the pandemic. They're open now, so you can visit him there during the week if you need a Rob fix between Sundays. And they have great books, too. Rob and his husband, Steve, are dads to one grown son. And I'm told that they're really lucky grandfathers to a sweet 7-year-old girl. And I realize I'm getting older because when I first talked about her, she was 5. So let's give a warm, warm welcome to our dear, dear Rob Eckman.
Thank you, Linda. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Look at our new podium. You all can't see this? Well, I can tell you from being at this side of a podium up here for a long time that we've been carrying around the same worn out podium for a long, long time. And this isn't it. This is brand new and really fabulous. And it even plugs in and would raise and lower if I tried hard enough. All right. Thank you so much for having me this morning. I love you guys. You are my spiritual community. Thank you. In getting ready for today, I thought it was interesting that the topic is dig deep, when actually I think what we're doing is climbing a mountain. And we're doing that with each other, and we're doing that by challenging ourselves in our capacity to share and to be part of our community. There's an old African proverb that reminds us that alone we can go faster, but together we can go further. We keep in mind the community that has brought us here. This community, you, this place, the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living is my spiritual community. And as you know, and as I've said, I've been coming here since the mid-90s, but I will also confess that I haven't really engaged completely in all of those years. And it's only been recently that I've really opened my heart to giving to this center. I dare say that you all are my friends, that you all are also fellow seekers. And for over 50 years now, we've been coming together in joy and in happiness and gathering to support each other, using the principles of spirit and science of mind as the philosophy that bind us together. When you think of 50 years of a community, it's a lot of people. When we were assembling photos for the slideshow for anniversary party, I was astonished at the number of people that I didn't know, didn't recognize. I know there are some people who are going to recognize many, many more, but my point is that there is a community here, and there always has been, and even to the degree that it rotates and changes, we are still the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living, and we are still practicing these very sound and incredibly holistic practices. Did you know that there are 400 centers for spiritual living across America and over several dozen other countries? And that doesn't include study groups that gather around the world, working in harmony with other faiths and people to envision a continually expanding world. So then I like to get into my head a little bit and think about the knowledge that with so many communities just like ours out there this morning, hearing a variation of the same message, thousands of religious scientists or Center for Spiritual Livingists, thousands and thousands of us are being turned on and being reminded of the very simple message that we are sharing today, and that is that we are one. We are one. And we practice that in meditation, and we practice that in our treatments. But today we're going to talk a little bit more and even go a little bit deeper. Meg Wheatley wrote in her book, Turning to One Another, Simple Conversations to Restore Hope for the Future, the community we belong to is all of life. The turbulence can't be controlled, but when we stop struggling and accept it as part of life, it can be different. So, what tools and what resources and truths are at your disposal? What's inside of you pulling you to the top of your experience for life? My renewed experience, as I indicated earlier, is kind of taking my own breath away, and it's at several different levels. For example, this morning, just coming into church this morning, I heard my name referred to from this podium 4 times. Rob. And that's lovely, but what it's teaching me and what it is exposing to me is that I'm showing up. For the first time in my experience with this philosophy and with this community, I am showing up at a level that I've never shown up before. And so, hey, okay, great. I am your director of dancing and of fun. So I will take the credit for throwing the parties, but that's it. And this is about you guys. I want to throw these parties. I want to create gatherings. I want to help you all create memories as a community for yourselves and for ourselves. It's not about me. It's about us, as we are one. We can see a world in which every person lives in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principles, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. Now, as you may know, these global themes are topics that are supported by the Centers for Spiritual Living. And the Centers for Spiritual Living have an intact declaration of principles, which is a list of 11 I believes. And these were penned by Ernest Holmes himself in 1927. 1927. And here are the 2 principles that apply to this morning. Number 1, we believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in all people, and that all people are the incarnations of the one Spirit. And number 2, we believe the ultimate goal of life is to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. So, the science of mind point of view, that we're all whole, perfect, and complete, right? We're perfect and whole spiritual beings and expressions of the divine. The first 2 steps of treatment are our 5-step process of prayer. In case you're not familiar with it, the 5 steps are realization, realizing that there is only one. The second is unification, realizing that I am one with it. The 3rd step is realization, where we claim what we want. The 4th step is thanksgiving, which is gratitude, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, followed by release. So that first step, recognition, attests that there is only one spirit, one universal greatness in and of and through all. The second step, unification, reminds us that because there is only one, we must be part of that one, right? How many of you, when you've gone into meditation or pondered this notion, experienced that incredible level of freedom when I suddenly realize that there is nothing I can feel that is not part of God? Nothing. Everything I can feel, everything I can conjure in my mind, and by whatever label I choose to give it, whether it be good or bad, it's God. Everything is God. And that's every one of us. Every one of us have the same experience of oneness with Spirit. This is our true nature. It's true for ourselves, and it's true for all people. Wow. So not just the 50 or 60 of us here, not just the thousands of Center for Spiritual Livingists who are out there in other centers around the world, but for every person on the planet, everyone is one with each other and with Spirit. When we attune ourselves to our spiritual magnificence, we're free to effectively serve ourselves and the world. I recommend pondering each step of treatment. I've taken foundations 5 times, so I've gotten really good at it. And one of the things that I learned early on and have held close is the idea of going deeper and waiting. With each step of treatment, I go deeper and I wait. I don't go on to the next step until I feel a true connection to the step I'm on. And I encourage us all to do the same. Ponder the step that you're on. Wait for, and this was tricky. I was trying to figure out how to put it into words that couldn't be misconstrued. But we're going for an inner glow. We're going for a burning, a certain fire of truth and knowledge, a sense of connection that indicates personally that I have connected during that step of my treatment. So how do we help ourselves and others become the spiritual beings that we truly are? Well, each of us must put spirituality first. And this is accomplished through a discipline. It's on wheels, too. I'm going to have to chase it around the stage. Each of us has to put spirituality first. And this is accomplished through a disciplined spiritual practice. And I know I've said this from the podium over the years when I've been invited to speak, that I think that a spiritual practice cannot be overstated. That time when each of us slows down and connects with the divine in whatever way that is, but it is so important that we do it, and it's important that we develop a habit and a practice to connect through affirmative prayer, meditation, and a commitment to personal growth and deepening in consciousness. Now, how do we know when we're on the path to a higher consciousness? Higher consciousness is exhibited by a departure from awareness of forms and conditions. This requires a renewing of individual and collective minds to truly see the best in everyone and every condition. Now, I don't know about all of you, but I struggle with that sometimes. Life to me can sometimes be a half-empty glass and not a half-full glass. So we can achieve this path to higher consciousness by focusing on and being grateful for all that empowers ourselves and others. We release with ease all that weakens our vision of a better world. So, in preparing for today, I've spent some time over the last few days pondering how to change my rotten point of view. How do I change my perspective? Again, I'm sure none of you experience this, but somebody will say something to me, and I have a bit of a cynical bent, so I will respond cynically or sarcastically. So this week I've sought wisdom to understand how to pivot from negativity to anything else, right? Here. And so my question is this: how do I think differently about something I perceive as negative? How do I make that mental change in the moment, right now, here, on the fly? It's hard. So I kept coming back, but in reviewing it in my mind, I kept coming back to the same simple solutions: perspective and gratitude. So simple, yet so elusive in certain times of need. Judge Thomas Troward wrote, "We can gradually grow into any condition we desire, provided we first make ourselves in habitual mental attitude the person who corresponds with these conditions." Now, I know a person who is incredibly positive. This person, it's not a Pollyanna kind of positivity, but this person can hear something that I might hear or consider negative or bad, but this person can instantly color it into another experience. And it's always something positive. It's always something positive. Sometimes it's a compassionate alternative. Sometimes it's a far-fetched alternative. And sometimes it is an alternative that is completely unbelievable. But from the perspective of my friend, that doesn't matter. From the perspective of my friend, it is a glass half full and not half empty. So I asked my friend to explain it to me. How do you do that? What is in your head? What is going on in your head that enables you to so quickly and successfully turn a negative into a positive so seemingly instantly? And of course, we all know there's a process, right? But how do you do it? And guess what my friend said? Perspective and gratitude. Perspective and gratitude again. Ernest Holmes wrote, "Gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity." I love practicing gratitude. For reasons that I can't really put into words, gratitude fills my emptiness and brings me back to my center. In times that I can't ground myself enough to pray or enough to meditate, I can practice gratitude and find the capacity to go back to my spiritual practice. There's a famous guided meditation created by Jon Kabat-Zinn called the Mountain Meditation. Now, in case you don't know, Jon Kabat-Zinn is a professor of medicine and the creator of the Stress Reduction Clinic and the Center for Mindfulness in Medicine, Healthcare, and Society at the University of Massachusetts Medical School. This is a very powerful meditation, and we're going to share it together here today. This is a meditation that I hope will empower each of us to see ourselves in a new way and to see how we fit into our community and how we can remain unshaken and less negative in our world. Leslie, are you here? Would you come up and play? I'm sorry I didn't connect with you before. Would you come up and give us some of your beautiful music during the meditation? Thank you. All right, so this meditation is normally done in a seated position, so that's good for all of you. So I want you to sit in your chair, and I want you to get comfortable on your rear end. I want you to find a position of stability and poise. I want your upper body to be balanced over your hips and your shoulders in a comfortable but alert posture, hands on your lap or your knees, your arms hanging by their own weight like heavy curtains, stable and relaxed. Sense your body. Sense your feet, your legs, your hips, your lower and your upper body, your neck, your arms, your shoulders, your head. Relax. Oh, take a deep breath of this beautiful mountain air that we enjoy and gently, naturally release. And when you're ready, close your eyes. Continue to breathe, experiencing physical sensations, feeling each breath as it comes and as it goes. Let the breath be just as it is, without trying to change or regulate it in any way, allowing it to flow easily and naturally with its own rhythm and pace, knowing that you are breathing perfectly well right now. There's nothing else for you to do. Allow the body to be still and sitting with a sense of dignity, a sense of resolve, and a sense of being complete. A sense of being whole in this very moment. Now, as you sit here, let an image form in your mind's eye. An image of the most magnificent or beautiful mountain you know or have seen or can imagine. Let it gradually come into greater focus. And even if it doesn't come as a visual image, allow the sense of this mountain and feeling its overall shape, its lofty peaks, its peaks high in the sky, the large base of the mountain rooted in the bedrock of the earth's crust, its steep, gentle, sloping sides. Notice how massive it is, how huge, how solid, how unmoving, and how beautiful. How beautiful, whether up close or far away. Perhaps your mountain has snow blanketing its tops and trees reaching down to the base. Or perhaps your mountain has rugged granite sides, and there may be streams or waterfalls cascading down the slopes. There may be one peak or a series of peaks, meadows, high lakes. Observing it, noting its qualities, and when you feel ready, seeing if changes moment by moment and day by day, calmness abiding all change. In summer, there's no snow on the mountain except perhaps for the very peaks or in the crags shielded from direct sunlight. In the fall, the mountain may wear a coat of brilliant fire colors. In winter, a blanket of snow and ice. In any season, it may find itself at times enshrouded in clouds or fog or pelted by freezing rain. People may come to see the mountain and comment on how beautiful it is, or how it's not a good day to see the mountain. It's too cloudy or too rainy or too foggy or too dark. But none of this matters to the mountain. The mountain remains at all times its essential self. Clouds may come and clouds may go. Tourists may come, tourists may go. But the mountain's magnificence and beauty are not changed one bit by whether people see it or not, seen or unseen. Clouds, sun, hot or cold, day or night. It just sits, being itself. At times, visited by violent storms, buffeted by snow and rain and winds of unthinkable magnitude, but through it all, the mountain sits. Spring comes, trees leaf out, flowers bloom in the high meadows and slopes. Birds sing in the trees once again. Streams overflow with the waters of melting snow. And through it all, the mountain continues to sit, unmoved by the weather, by what happens on its surface, by the world of appearances. remaining its essential self through the seasons, the changing weather, the activity ebbing and flowing on its surface. In the same way, we can sit in meditation. We can learn to experience the mountain. We can embody the same central, unwavering stillness and groundedness in the face of everything that changes in our own lives over seconds, over hours, over years. In our lives and in our meditation practice, we experience constantly the changing nature of mind and body and of the outer world. We have our own periods of light and darkness, activity and inactivity, our moments of color and our moments of drabness. It's true that we experience storms of varying intensity and violence in the outer world, and in our own minds and bodies, buffeted by high winds, by cold and rain, we endure periods of darkness and pain, as well as the moments of joy and uplift. Even our appearances change constantly. It's experiencing a weather all its own. By becoming the mountain in our meditation practice, we can link up with its strength and stability, and we can adopt them for our own. We can use its energies to support our energy to encounter each moment with mindfulness and equanimity and clarity. It may help us to see our thoughts and feelings, our preoccupations, our emotional storms and crises. Even the things that happen to us are very much like the weather on the mountain. We tend to take it all personally, but its strongest characteristic is impersonal. The weather of our own lives is not to be ignored and denied. It is to be encountered, honored, felt, known for what it is, and held in awareness. In holding it in this way, we come to know a deeper silence and stillness and wisdom. Mountains have this to teach us, and so much more if we let it in. So while you are that mountain, feeling your roots deep and unmoved in the earth, knowing that animals and people, trees and water, snow are on your sides, and you open your eyes at the top of the mountain to see the clouds and the sun. And as you look out beyond the gaze onto your own slopes, in your mind's eye, look around and see the mountains of the others, all of us, steadfast community. So if you resonate in some way with the strength and stability of the mountain in your sitting, it may be useful to use it from time to time in your meditation practice to remind you of what it means to sit mindfully with resolve and with wakefulness in true stillness. So now, I'd like you to continue to sustain your mountain meditation on your own in silence, moment by moment, until you hear the sound of my voice. open your eyes and become aware of the chair, the cushion beneath you. Become aware of your friends, your family, your spiritual community surrounding you right now, here today. All right, take a deep breath and shake out your arms a little bit. So, in conclusion, we are united with God and connected with each other. Every person's inner wisdom knows this truth. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote in his essay, Spiritual Principles, "The lesson is forcibly taught by these observations that our life might be much easier and simpler than we make it, that the world might be a happier place than it is, that there is no need of struggles or convulsions or despair, of the wringing of the hands and the gnashing of the teeth, that we miscreate our own evils, that we interfere with the optimism of nature." A little consideration of what takes place around us every day would show us that a higher law than that of our own will regulates events, that our painful labors are unnecessary and fruitless, that only in an easy, simple, spontaneous action are we strong, and by contenting ourselves with obedience, we could become divine. Belief and love. A believing love will relieve us of a vast load of care. Oh, my brothers, God exists. There is a soul at the center of nature and over the will of every man, so that none of us can wrong the universe. It has so infused its strong enchantment into nature that we prosper when we accept its advice. Foolish whenever you take the meanness and formality of that thing you do, instead of converting it into the obedient spiral of your characters and aim. Let us take our bloated nothingness out of the path of the divine circuits. Our philosophy is affirmative and readily accepts the testimony of negative facts, as every shadow points to the sun. So, my friends, we are called to get our bloated nothingness out of the way and allow the divine currents of truth to move in us and as us and through us. We work for a world where lack and limitation no longer exist, where shelter, food, and physical needs are met. We act to ensure peace and freedom for all, and we make these goals real through our collective, deepening consciousness of our humanity and by building a global community of spiritual beings living in harmony. Let's pray. Oh, in this moment here, with each other, in our physical community and online, we are all one. There is nothing that is not part of God, Spirit, the great one, the universal being. And as we reflect on that, we open our hearts to each other to recognize the firm foundation of the mountain of our community while honoring the firm foundation of the mountains of ourselves. Today, I know that each of us, spiritual beings having a human experience, create our realities that we have opportunities to turn the tables on negativity, that we have opportunities, that we have the clarity of thought and of mind and of action to take the wisdom that we have and to make it good, to love and to honor one another, and to uphold our community as unique, special, and so important. And it's with gratitude that I say these things, deep, deep gratitude. An attitude of gratitude is salutary, and I believe that for each of us. By being grateful, we open our hearts. By being grateful, we become humble. And by being grateful, we become compassionate. And I am grateful for each of you. And I am grateful for the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living, for the beauty that it has brought me in my life, for the experiences that I've had and the experiences yet to come. So, with gratitude and love for it all and for each of you, I release these thoughts into the universe, knowing that as they are spoken, they are complete. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Beautiful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I give. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We are so blessed. Let's tell Rob how much we loved hearing from him this morning. And Dell, your tears always touch my heart. I love feeling. And Dell feels enough for many of us. It's so beautiful. All right, this is that sacred time in our service where we remember one of our most blessed spiritual practices, which is that of participating in the divine flow, of giving to the source of our spiritual good for all the blessings that we receive here. Our whole community is supported by those who financially support us. We're also supported, of course, by all the prayers and caring of our practitioners and all of those who serve here. So I'm inviting you to, at this moment, to join me in saying the offering blessing together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Filled with gratitude, I let this be, and so it is. Do we have an usher over here? Yes, we do. Thank you.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my
So let's hear some more from Karen Nauman.
Beautiful. I just need a breath for a minute. I don't know about you, but if you just take that in. Madame.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Amen.
Karen Nauman. Oh, thank you so much, Karen. You brought the juice today. Oh my gosh. So much fun. Can you feel Ricky Byers' spirit in this room? Yeah. Holy smokes. And Rob Eckman, what a marvelous talk. With such heart. You know, I will commit to get my bloated nothingness out of the way. And I commit to bringing a bloated somethingness to my life. Yeah, bring on the bloated somethingness.
You're going to regret you just said
what
that.
a marvelous day.
Expanding somethingness, right?
Do not forget next week. I can't wait to see your costumes. And bring a treat, and let's have some fun and games and enjoy each other's outrageous Halloween expression. I can't wait to see that. Have a blessed week as we close out this month of October. Stay warm. Remember what Rob Eckman said to us today. You know, shift our perspective and commit to being grateful. It really does. It really does shift your point of view. There's so much blessings around us. Let's stand together and sing our closing song. Rocking out. Let's work together. Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here we go. Together we stand, divided we fall, yeah. Come on now, people, let's get on the ball and work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, because together we stand. Every boy, girl, woman, every man.
I want to hear you sing it now.
Before things go wrong, as they sometimes will, the road that we travel seems all uphill. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, because together we stand. Every boy, girl, woman, every man. Well, now 2 or 3 minutes, 2 or 3 hours, what does it matter in this life of ours? Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, because together we stand. Every boy, girl, woman, every man.
Take it away, Rory, yeah.
Oh, well, now, make someone happy, make someone smile. Let's all work together and make life worthwhile. Let's work together. Come on.